79-year-old Donald Cooney is behind bars after fatally shooting his 64-year-old neighbour Stephen Felice. At 4:48 p.m. on the 11th of August, the authorities responded to a menacing complaint at 812 Middle Road in Scribner, New York. Deputies say multiple 911 calls were made to dispatchers saying that Donald was driving a UTV on Stephen's property and was armed with a shotgun. While deputies were heading to the home, they received reports of shots fired. When they arrived, deputies found Stephen dead in his field near a tractor he owns. Investigators said that they believed Donald, who lives at 805 Middle Road, drove his UTV onto Stephen's property and found the man operating a tractor. Donald then shot Stephen multiple times in the back. Deputies said the initial investigation revealed that the pair had a long-term neighbour dispute. Donald received facial injuries from a domestic altercation with his family earlier in the day. The authorities said that after Donald shot Stephen, he told police he did not like him. Donald is charged with murder, and he's been held at the Oswego County Jail without bail. 23-year-old Richard Plater has been charged with the murder of 67-year-old Richard Davis. He was found dead at 5 a.m. on the 19th of July at an abandoned apartment at 6550 Hillcroft Avenue in Houston, Texas. Plater allegedly tied Davis up and repeatedly shoved pins into his feet before beating him over the head multiple times and stabbing him with an unknown object. Davis was found dead at the same complex where police said another body was found in a dumpster last May. After further investigation, detectives identified Plater as a suspect in this case. He was subsequently arrested on the 4th of August. Investigators have not revealed a motive or whether the two men knew each other. Plater's bail is set at $1 million and is scheduled to appear in court on the 29th of August. A man has shot 3 people dead and injured 2 others before being fatally shot by police. The incident occurred at around 1 a.m. on the 28th of August, after a long-time tenant who was recently evicted set fire to the back of several units of the complex located at 8021 Dunlap Street in Houston, Texas, to try and lure the residents outside. He went behind his car, and as they came out the door, he shot at them, killing 3 victims. Multiple 911 calls were made reporting the burning home, shots fired and people down. Firefighters arrived at the scene first and began fighting the fire when the suspects started shooting. Police said they don't know if the suspect was firing at them, but the firefighters had to take cover. When police arrived, they spotted the suspect across the street in a prone position, dressed in all black with a shotgun. An officer shot at him and killed him. The authorities have not named the suspect, but described him as an African American who was approximately 40 years old. 2 white males in their 60s died at the scene, one being the 65-year-old on-site manager. The other murdered victim, an African American in his 40s, died at the hospital. Another person was taken to a hospital with a gunshot wound in his arm, while another was shot while running away and received minor injuries and was not hospitalized. Neighbors said they're searching for the manager's 3-year-old dog Duke, who was shot in the chaos. The landlord of the multi-unit rental complex said the shooter had been living at the property for about 9 years, but stopped paying rent about 3 months ago. He was asked to move out and spent the last few weeks packing his things and handed over the keys on the 27th of August. One neighbor said the shooter was suffering from colon cancer and was behind on his rent and didn't have a job. Something must have just hit him in the last couple of days really hard where he just didn't care, said neighbour Robin Ahrens, and that's why he did what he did. Nothing else you can really do when you're at that point, he said. Robin, who's lived in the complex for the last 15 years in the quiet industrial area, was getting ready for work when he heard what he initially thought were fireworks. I'm just fortunate I didn't go outside, because he probably would have shot me too, he said. The investigation into the matter continues. The mother of an 11-month-old boy and her boyfriend accidentally gave a baby a fatal dose of fentanyl in an attempt to calm the infant down. 31-year-old Elizabeth Sorve and 38-year-old Quen Hun were charged with second-degree manslaughter on the 25th of August. Both adults are accused of bringing fentanyl into an apartment located at 1935 West Fayette Street in Syracuse, New York, where baby Liam Sorve was given fentanyl on the 9th of May this year. The baby was in poor health and 911 was contacted. Liam was then taken to hospital. He was pronounced dead on arrival. The medical examiners provided a report on the 18th of July of how much fentanyl was inside the child's system. but the District Attorney's Office has not disclosed that information. District Attorney Williams Fitzpatrick said his office believes that the couple gave Liam the fentanyl in an attempt to quieten him down. Chief Assistant District Attorney Melinda McGonigal said that the couple did not intend to kill the child, but they accused of recklessly causing his death. She said that the medical examiner's report stated that the baby died from fentanyl toxicity and the child's death was ruled a homicide. She said, "I've never seen a baby die of fentanyl toxicity. We were shocked when we got the medical examiner's report." She said while fentanyl overdoses are common, she's never handled a case where a child died from exposure to the drug. Elizabeth has been released from the Onondaga County Justice Center without bail. Quinn, on the other hand, is being held in jail without bail because of his prior criminal history. He has been previously charged with over 20 criminal offences. Most of these offences occurred in Florida. The majority of these previous offences were non-violent burglaries. The investigation into the matter continues.